During this class, we are going to see how to use the implicit model bindings for the Boyer model. As you may know, the Boyer model is a special case because we need to be sure that every instance that we obtain is a user that already has one transaction at least. So let's imagine that we want to use the implicit model binding in the traditional way as we did in the previous class with the user model. So let's go to the Boyer controller and just add a Boyer instance here. Let's document this. And if we try to obtain the list of Boyers, we can see that, for example, the user with ID number 5 is not a Boyer. So what happened if we try to obtain it? Unfortunately, it is obtained a Boyer, but it really is not. It is happening because basically, as you may remember, the Boyers are using the users table. So as we are not specifying directly this restriction, we are not obtaining the users with transactions. We are obtaining whatever user that exists in our system. So for this, we need to automatically apply this restriction over every query that we are going to execute for the Boyer model. For this, we are going to use something called global scopes. The global scopes are basically queries or parts of the query that we can automatically add for the operations over a specific model. The scopes can be created in whatever directory that we need, but to be consistent, we are going to create a scopes directory. And inside, we are going to create the Boyer scope. It is a traditional PHP class with a namespace and a content. So, in order to have a scope, we need to implement an interface called scope. This interface is provided by Laravel, and in order to use this interface, we need to implement a method called apply. Apply receives a builder, an Eloquent builder, and the model as well. Remember to import the definition. We need to use the Illuminate Database Eloquent builder and the definition of the model. Now what we are going to do now is just to modify the builder, adding a restriction, in this case, to has transactions. The next step is to say to our Boyer model to use directly this global scope every time when it's building a query. And that can be done calling the addGlobalScope method directly inside the boot method of the model. So let's go here. We just need to redefine the boot method. The boot method is basically executed when an instance of this model is created. First, we need to call the boot method of the parent class. It is very important to don't modify the regular behavior of Laravel, and then call the addGlobalScope method, sending an instance of our Boyer scope. Import the definition, and we should be done now. So, if everything is working properly, we can go and try to obtain the Boyer with ID number 5 and see that it does not exist as expected because it is not really a Boyer. Of course, if we try to obtain any other, we obtain a response as expected as well. So, we are done now. Let's do basically a similar stuff in the next class. See you there.